Hello and welcome to week 1 unit 7 of our OpenSAP course SAP Cloud Application Studio for SAP Business by Design. I am Guru Prasad and your presenter for today. So far we have seen about business objects and scripting. However, we are unable to create data for the business object or even test the code we have written. This unit, User Interface Overview, allows you to create the user interface and then assign it to the business users who could then create and test the data. So, let us start. The user interface in SAP Business by Design has always the same structure regardless of the application area or different roles and consists of the following screens. Work Center, these are the placeholders where all the Work Center views are embedded. Work Center View, it contains a work list and a detailed view. Object Work List, in short OWL, displays the list of all the instances of a business object. Quick Activity Floor Plan, in short QAF, and as the name suggests, an instance of a business object can be created by entering a very minimal set of data. OIF, in other words called Object Instance Floor Plan, it provides a detailed view of all the contents of a business object. Guided Activity Floor Plan, in short GAF, and as the name suggests, system guides in a step-by-step process to create an instance of a business object. And the last, Fact Sheet, provides an overview of an instance of a business object. Data cannot be modified in this screen, it is only for the viewing purpose. Now, talking about how to generate the screens. The screens for the business objects can be generated within the SAP Cloud Application Studio, and the framework takes care of creating and adding them to the solution. Screens can be generated individually or based on scenario based navigation. Note that if you have the option of scenario based navigation, the framework will take care of navigating from one screen to another. However, if you create screens individually, then you need to configure the navigation between screens. The possible list of screens that can be created manually or generated with the screen scenario based navigation are outlined in the below table. With this brief overview on user interface, let me jump to SAP Cloud Application Studio and generate the screens for the custom business objects. So, here I am once again in the SAP Cloud Application Studio, and I would generate the user interface for the job profile business object. To do that, I right click on the job profile BO, and then select the option create screens. So, once you do that, you get a pop up. Select the option screen scenario with navigation, and I provide a short ID to this. I define this as job profile, and I click on OK. So, now what happens is, when you select the option screen scenario with navigation, the framework would then go ahead and create all the necessary screens for this particular business object. Screens like the Work Center, the Work Center View, Object Work List, Object Instance Floor Plan, Quick Activity Floor Plan, and the other screens like the port type package, which would be used for the navigation, will be then created by the framework. So, once these screens are created, you would see them here in the Solution Explorer with the corresponding extension file extensions like .qa, .oif, .owl, .ptp packages. You would see all those information in your Solution Explorer. So, there you go. You have the Work Center View, the OWL, the PTP, port type package, the object instance floor plan and the QAF has been created for you. Now, let us go into SAP Business by Design solution and then see how to assign this work center view to a business user who could go ahead and then create the data and test the same. So, here I am in the SAP Business by Design solution. I have logged in with the business user. So, I go to the business users and search for the business user. This is an administrative user and I go ahead and assign the created work center and the work center views to this business user. To do that, I go to the work center and the work center view, click on find and search for the work center name which we have provided. Okay. YDI is the namespace of the solution. So, I would select this particular work center which has the same namespace and I click on locate. And here you see the job profile work center and the job profile work center view available to be assigned to this user. So, I just select this. Okay, it is not allowing me to address or assign this. So, let me click on edit without business roles and then I have this option to then select this work center and the work center view for this business user. So, I go ahead and click on save. I click on close. So, to reflect this new work center view for this business user, we need to log off and re-log in into the solution. So, there you go. I have this work center and the work center view assigned to this business user. So, let us just go ahead and see how it looks like. So, this was the work center which was created, the job profile work center, and this is the job profile work center view, and inside this view is the OWL which is nothing but the object work list, where you would see the list of all the job instances which has been created. At present we do not have any. So, I would go ahead and click on new and this launches the quick activity floor plan, in short QAF. As you can see, I could just enter the bare minimum details and once I enter them and I click on save, I could go ahead and create the data. Let me do that. So, I will create job profile 1, provide a title, let us say I require a manager and it is effective from 1st May, and I select the management as the work area, the employment type is full time and I provide a hiring manager ID. And in the previous unit we saw that as soon as you enter the hiring manager ID, on the event after modify we have a script file where the manager name is defaulted. So, this logic works based on that and I provide a country code. Let us say I want to hire this employee for country India and I click on, I select the end date, let us say end of this month and I click on save. So, the status got changed to open by default with the code which we have written on the before save. So, with this we could see that I could go ahead and create a data in the business object for the job profile. You could similarly create the screens for the job listing and the job applications BO based on the user story. With this, I go back to the slides. With this, we come to the end of week 1, unit 7 on user interface overview, and below is a summary of the unit. We got a brief overview on user interface, what are the screens, created screens for the custom business objects, and finally, we assigned the work centers to the business users, created data for the business object, and tested our code. The process of how to generate the screens for custom business objects and assign the work center to the business users are available as part of the exercise for this unit. Please make use of it and get your hands-on experience for this unit. In the next unit, we will fine-tune the generated screen, and that's it for now. See you in the next unit. Thank you.